So let's just jump right over to the guided imagery. And I want to start doing these before you're working on these projects. They're really good to open up the mind and to be able to kind of spark our imagination and our creativity. It's also really good for your health. I've done guided imageries for people for, I don't know, 20 some odd years. And the breathing part of it is extremely beneficial health wise. So I want to go ahead and give you something about the little two sisters that we had. So just take a second, close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And do that several times. And you might even find yourself yawning, which is really good because you're lifting a layer of stress right there. So just relax and kind of just let your mind go. Don't be thinking about everything that's going on and just relax. And what you're going to kind of focus on is keeping that breathing going. Okay. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just listen and let your mind just flow. Okay. Let it just kind of flow. And some of the images. And after we're through, we're going to start playing here. Okay. Two sisters. I want you to imagine this scene. Two sisters full of joy and laughter are at the beach on a sunny day. The sky is a brilliant blue and the sun casts a warm golden glow over everything. The gentle sound of waves lapping against the shore mixes with the distant cries of seagulls. The older sister, with her hair tied up in a ponytail and wearing a bright pink swimsuit, is holding a colorful pail in one hand. The pail is a cheerful shade of blue with yellow handles, and it's filled with seashells they've collected. She's kneeling near the water's edge, concentrating as she builds a sandcastle. The sand is soft and warm beneath her knees. Her younger sister, with her hair in pigtails and wearing a sunny yellow swimsuit, is bouncing a vibrant beach ball. The ball is striped in shades of red, blue, and green. And she giggles with delight as she tosses it up into the air. The ball bounces lightly on the sand, occasionally rolling toward the waves. The sisters are close, their smiles wide and their eyes sparkling with excitement. Occasionally they exchange playful glances and laughter, their happiness infectious. Nearby, a blanket and a small cooler rest under the shade of an umbrella, hinting at a relaxing afternoon ahead. The air is filled with the smell of salt water and sunscreen, and the entire scene is a perfect picture of carefree summer fun. Take another deep breath in, blow out, and kind of anchor some of those thoughts that came into your mind, those images that you imagined as it so wonderfully described a scene for you. This image actually captures the simple joys of a day at the beach. It highlights the bond between two sisters and their playful activities. So now I'm going to encourage you I'm going to move my things aside, fix my second screen here. I'm going to just grab a small 4x6. I'm going to add this, a small 4x6. Got my water, got my paint brushes, and I've got my watercolors. And I like to use watercolors for this because this really is just kind of a free flowing, the image is, and so the watercolors I think lend themselves very well to that. So let's open that up. Let's see, that doesn't have any water. Better grab some paper towel while I'm handy. And instead of trying to actually create the image of the girls, because you already have that little assignment that I gave to you, let's play with the water. So, let's see, just give me a second as I try to move that. Put my paints a little bit more over here. There we go. I'm going to wet down my paper. And I'm thinking about the ocean waves, these two sisters. I'm going to grab some blue. And I'm going to just start daubing that in there. Keep adding that blue. It goes back as far as you can see, that ocean going back. It's coming in towards. Talked about a beach ball, red and blues and greens. So I'm going to grab my red, create a circle. Grab a darker blue. And a green that I've got right here is kind of a yellowy green. It's not a really great green for that, is that? That's too yellow. So let's grab a different green. Make it some stripes. My hand touched and created. That's great. So every mistake is really a new possibility, right? Every mistake. I like that. That just came to my mind. Every mistake is a new possibility. That's a pretty good little saying, I'll tell myself. Okay, so I've got I like how that just kind of curved its little self around there. Okay, let's make some sand, huh? I need sand. What color do I have? That would be great. Well, I actually have my autumn colors here, which would have more sandy colors. Let's go for a gold. And I'm not going to go right up to the blue. If I leave a little bit of the white, it will kind of be like that foam that is created, right? So I'm not going to go right up. Right around that beach ball. Must be some of the glue on that paper. I was leaving that. Now, just to add some shadows or variation, I'm going to go for a little bit darker brown. My brush is super wet. I'm going to add little bits of that here and there. You can't see that so much. Let's see if I get this close enough. If you can see, I'm just adding little bits of the brown in here. Really underneath that ball, we'll put quite a bit of that because of the shadows of it sitting there. Okay. Water is always really pretty if it's kind of got some turquoisey color going on in it. So I'm going to add a little bit of a blue-green into my ocean water. And I just like letting it go back and forth and kind of collecting on its own in spots. Push that back. And of course, the water on the ocean is always darker further away it is from us, isn't it? So I'm going to grab a really dark blue. That might be a purple. We'll see as I lay it down. I'm just going to play with it. We're going to create that horizon line. That really dark. Kind of, so it's not just a line, blend it down a little bit into the water. And we've got our water happening here, right? Our ocean water. And it's a sunny day, right? It's a beautiful sunny day. So what can we add for that? Maybe some sunshine and some clouds. I'm going to grab my yellow, of course. And I'm going to bring that right down to the ocean horizon. And I'm leaving some white spaces. It's quite intense yellow right there, which is just fine. There are no mistakes. There's only new possibilities. Oh, I think I made a new motto for the day. Okay, I'm liking that. And I think I'll add just a really kind of a little bit of a yellow orange because. And I'll let that dry and then I'll bring back in some blue or something. Little yellow orange. Now, let's take that and dry. I turn it over the other side and dry that so it lays more flat. Yeah. Got a wonderful image happening here. This is my number 10 jelly roll. Yes. Okay. Out in the water, there's these little crests. And it's not going to show up unless you do it. I do it on the darker colors, but I can come back in and increase that. Just a few little waves or something. Squiggly lines to emphasize. Let's see, I had a pick pen here. Use this one. No, it's pretty dry up. Okay. I'm going to use my charcoal pencil. You could use your watercolor pencil. You know how we like to use that and then take the water over the top of it. But I want to kind of define this ball a little bit more. So I'll do a little light around it. And you can, the nice thing I like about the charcoal is I can smudge it and it blends really well. Like the shadows being cast on that. Okay. And I talked about a pail of seashells. I'm not going to add the pail, but I could go ahead and add got a fine marker or something. See how fine this is. Not too fine. But let's see if we just kind of throw in a few little seashells, right? I'm trying to think of what a seashell. I'm just squiggling some little something under down there. Three is a much better number, so we'll do 3 of those. Okay. And where are my I think I'll pull out my acrylic pastels now. Play with those a little bit. The blues, the blue-green. Let's see if I have a sky blue. I don't have every single color in these, but I've got enough. A couple blues here. Okay. I love to add this because then I can really intensify the colors. I'm going to do some wavy line there. So we're just playing. And let my imagination just play and experiment. This is a great time to experiment. Ooh, isn't that pretty how that blended those colors together? This is a great time to experiment with some of your other, products that you have, your different. Okay. And I'm loving that. Maybe put a little more dark down here, just a teeny bit, to emphasize my curves that were created. It blends so well. That's what's so nice about it. And I just do the whole thing. It really define that horizon line. All right, we've got some clouds happening up here. Clouds will sometimes have a little bit of a blue to them, just a little bit. And they're always puffy. I like puffy clouds myself. So I'm going to kind of draw those and then using squiggly lines. I'm not sure if the blending is that great, but it works out fine. Let's see if we come back in here with my jelly roll. Yellow is already kind of hard to see, so I don't think it makes much difference. Let's go back over the top. I'm going over the top of some of this blue because it always, when it makes a little crest, it kind of put a few little lines here. It's just little detailing that you can just play with, you know. You're not going for perfection, but as you kind of work at the detailing, it's very relaxing. There we go. Some of these further back out here. There. Ball. Go around it with my white. That's great. If you get a white, what am I trying to say? Colored pencil, something like that, that would work too. I kind of add a little bit of shadowing on some of these shells. Just a little bit of the gray, charcoal, so they stand out. And there, that was fun just to kind of create. Go over that gray just to make that last little bit out there really dark. You know how sometimes under the wave, that's what I'm going for here. Whether it looks like it, I don't know, but it's fun to play with. and it's just fun to do. So I'm putting a little bit of a dark, like a shadow underneath the color. So I've got my dark, which is my charcoal, and I went right underneath the blue, the dark blue that I already had here. And then of course I've already put the white on the top. And that kind of defined some things, right? See that? All right, there is my little seashore for the visual image. Okay, now that's what, go back, you can listen to it again, relax, and just play. You don't have to make it like this, but you could just put colors. I think that would be really lovely, is to take the colors that were described in it and just do patches of color and fill your page with beautiful color. Then if you want to add a little bit something to it, you come back in with the shapes like circles for the balls, or you could come back in. Sorry, I'm over here. Yeah, I'm talking to. You could come back in with the circles for the ball. You could you could put maybe even the pail. Do something abstract if you want. But anyhow, that is the project to go. It's not really a project that's an assignment or anything. It's just to go with this creative little visualization that we just did. Thank you for joining me today, y'all. Have a happy, happy week, my art sisters. Talk to you later.